Hi, I'm Chef Charles Draghi. I am the chef and owner of Erbaluce restaurant in Bay Village in Boston. One of the dishes that I like to do that is kind of a signature is cook sunflowers, braising them almost like they're artichoke bottoms. You can cook the stems, you can cook the roots. A lot of times Jerusalem artichokes are the roots of sunflowers, but I like to actually cook the flowers themselves. They're fun to pick up for the house, and when they get a little bit faded in the petals, I like to braise them. It's actually a very simple process, so I'll show you exactly how we do this. First of all, we just simply take the petals. We're going to save these for later on to use as a little bit of a garnish. They're absolutely delicious. They have a soft, nutty flavor to them. And then with a very sharp paring knife, simply trim around the outside of the sunflowers to take the green outer leaves off. This is very much like trimming an artichoke bottom, and the flavor is similar to artichokes, but almost a little bit of a sweet corn flavor also to it in the background. We're going to take the yellow part of the sunflower on the top of the face off as well and get down to the whiter, light green part underneath. So just simply trim this down. You can see that what's coming out underneath does look like an artichoke bottom, and it has a nice light sort of color to it. Sort of a light green. And then I'm going to go through the back part of it and just trim off the dark green part. Now, you don't have to be too careful to get all of the dark green because we're going to braise this for a little while. So there is a little bit of bitterness to the dark green part of the sunflower, but it is not necessarily an unpleasant thing. A lot of times in traditional Italian cooking, a little bit of bitterness is a nice balance. I have already cut some sunflowers here, trimmed them down as you see, a little bit of a light green tinge to them. On the bottom, they look really beautiful, white color. I have put a little bit of lemon juice on that. And then into a saucepan, going to simply lay the sunflowers face down, sunny part down. We have some extra virgin olive oil we're going to drizzle around, really good extra virgin olive oil. Some fresh bay leaves. Crumple the bay leaves when you use fresh. It helps to release the oils. It gives a really nice aromatic quality to it. Some white wine, dry white wine. And then about a half cup lemon juice. Throw that in there as well. Lemon and olive oil is good with anything green. Some garlic clove. This has been sort of thinly sliced. And then one of my signatures is lots of fresh herbs. So what I'd like to do is take some, using thyme here, strip the leaves from the herbs and set those aside. We're going to use that a little bit later on in making filling and making the sauce for the sunflowers. But the stems have an awful lot of flavor that oftentimes gets wasted. So we're going to take the stems of fresh thyme, also some beautiful mint. I have a large herb garden behind my house, and I love to grow many different kinds of mint. This is a pineapple mint. And we're also going to put some basil stems in there and save the leaves, and parsley as well. We'll take the stems of the parsley here. We're going to take this. I'm going to let it steam a little bit and then add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. But I like it to cook a little bit and absorb the moisture, and then to have the seasoning come in sort of secondary so it doesn't compete with the other flavors. Now, while our sunflowers are braising, we're going to make a little filling, very, very simple filling, with some fresh ricotta. So we're going to put that into a bowl. And then to that, we took the leaves that we saved, chopped them finely of the different herbs. We're going to add that right in. Beautiful aromatics. It's nothing like fresh herbs from a garden. They really have that intense aroma of not only the earth, but the sun. You can smell everything, and it's wonderful. And then finely grated lemon zest. Really good. Fresh extra virgin olive oil with a little white peppery kind of spice to it. Just a little drizzle. You're just getting the flavor of the olive oil. This ricotta has such a beautiful richness on its own. We don't want to interfere with that, but just enhance it a little bit. And then fresh nutmeg. The one truly ubiquitous spice that you see in Italian cooking. And then just a little seasoning. I like to use white pepper. A little bit spicier and, again, a little bit more floral component than with the black pepper, but black pepper is fine as well. And then some grated sea salt. Simply mix this by just folding it gently. Now we have the filling. We're going to take some sunflowers, fill them, and we're going to put them into the oven. So now it's time to stuff the sunflowers. They've been braising about 45 minutes. I'm going to remove them from the braising liquid. They're very soft at this point, so you want to be careful. But you'll see on the bottom they get a little bit of a golden brown. That's because the liquid evaporates, the olive oil kind of gives them a little bit of a fry on the bottom. So we're just going to put those into a pan, and then I'm going to take the filling, the ricotta, and just put a little dollop on top of each. And then here, just some unflavored breadcrumbs. Put that on top, so as this cooks, the ricotta starts to a little soft, and this gives it a nice crust on the top. So we're going to put this into a pretty hot oven, like a 450 oven, for 7, maybe 10 minutes at the outside. You just want to see that the breadcrumbs turn a nice golden and that the ricotta seems to be warmed through. But you don't really need to cook these. They're already cooked. You're just warming them. So the sunflowers have just come out of the oven. They're nice and toasty, a little golden brown on the crumbs. The ricotta just starting to move a little bit. You just want to look for that little brownness. That's the general effect that you're looking for. And then simply take one of the sunflowers. And again, they're kind of soft, so you can use a spoon, but you just want to be careful with them. And sort of bring it to a plate. There we are. And then there's this wonderful dressing that I've done before, which is a mixture of gold raisins and capers and anchovy, lemon, herbs. Absolutely perfect with this. So I have a little bit of that dressing here. So you just want to sprinkle these around. It's a really pretty kind of vinaigrette. It has a little lemon zest in it, lemon, olive oil, really wonderful flavors. This sunflower, as I said, is going to have sort of an artichoke flavor, so it'll have a little earthy bitterness. There'll definitely be a little bitterness, so these sort of acid sweet flavors play off it nicely. And then the gorgeous petals that we saved. I love these. You can just eat these like candy. They're delicious. Just sprinkle them all around. And almost, you could lay them out so it looks like a sunflower again, but I kind of like a little more freeform. I like it playful. And then if you're serving these to a party, I've actually sprinkled these on the table like confetti to make the whole table look gorgeous. Very simple flavors, but really, really rustic and earthy and absolutely delicious.